There were 3 different activities I used to use in my classroom that supported English language learners and emergent bilingual students. And the first one is this one thing I learned. So I would take a reading that we were already using in class and I would adapt it so that each paragraph was in its own box and there was a place for students to write down one thing they learned. I also did this with main idea or with key questions, and this was a great way to help students focus and do one task at a time and really break down the reading one paragraph at a time. And this is what that original reading looked like. I used Diffit, I went to change activity, and I searched for the one thing I learned graphic organizer to make this one work, and then just made a few edits. The next one that I used a lot in my classroom was Think, Pair, Share. And this was great because it gave students the opportunity to write down what they were going to say to their partner before they would say it. Then they'd have the opportunity to take notes on what the partner was saying, and then they'd have time to talk with each other and determine what they were going to share with the entire class. It was super important to me to get all of my students talking every single day, but this allowed additional supports for students who might have struggled with figuring out what to say and how to say it, or feeling a little bit shy about sharing with the entire class. Another one I would do a lot was this draw and explain. So students create a drawing to represent one thing they've learned, and then they tell me how it represents the thing that they just learned from the reading. I love pairing this with a summary of the reading when supporting English language learners because it just gives them additional supports, or you could do vocabulary up here to give them those additional supports as they're drawing about what they've learned and then explaining it in their own words. This is another great one where you then have them share with a partner where they show their drawing and then read out loud their explanation to get them talking every single day, listening, speaking, talking every single day. Now, all of these I made on Diffit for Teachers. I went to Diffit, put in a topic, language, grade level, hit generate. It gave me something like this, and then I just went through and made changes to find activities that were better for the students I was working with. Even like here with the vocabulary, you could say change activity. You could find a vocabulary with image exercise. And I can still go through and translate this into over 70 languages, and I can re-level to grades K through 12 reading levels. Those are just some of the ways that I supported English language learners in my classroom. What are your favorite tips, tricks, graphic organizers, or activities? Share in the comments.